But as I film this, it is my last weekend here on the Gold Coast. Before I leave on Friday, and I'm feeling so many different things. And my friend today, be free at 3 p.m. Don't worry about details, just trust me. I have never been surprised like this. I'll keep you updated, maybe in the next video. I am back in the car. My favorite place to be. It's not. It's like my safe space. And we know we need to clean, but that's the reality. That's a good wake up call for me. I am going to one of my best friend Melanie's house because her whole family just like moved here from New Zealand, and some of them are visiting from New Zealand. Oh my gosh, they're so sweet. She's like, they're so excited to meet you. And it's just such a contrast of like what I've been navigating and experiencing in my life. It's so strange to think about, like when I came here knowing no one, and now I'm just hearing myself say like I'm driving to one of my best friend's house, like to go and meet my beautiful friend Katie. There's so many like life transition things. I realized yesterday I haven't lived somewhere for longer than 15 months since I've been like 23 and left home, and I'm near 32 now. That's pretty crazy. I'm going to be traveling or living for who knows amount of time, so I'm like, I don't know what to register my car, but then apparently you get fined if it's like unregistered, and just like all these things. Something I've been saying to myself as well, actually just reminded me that moment, is what I am available for. I'm available for things to work out for me. I'm available for things to get even better. I'm available for the best outcome possible. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like availability. Anyway, my headspace is a little all over the place. I want to like talk more about things, but I'm also like in the process of like going through them as well. And this is the thing I've been telling myself of like, cool, well, let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking, not keeping it in. Literally keep talking about it, because we love what's real, and this is real. Anyway, I'm going to go to one of my favorite places on earth, which is Rainbow Bay in the Gold Coast. I love it. I love it. I love it. As soon as I leave the house, beautiful weather, and I'm like, this is the reason why I moved. Like I just need to live out that lifestyle more that I actually really love. I'm so blessed for the beautiful friends I do have. I just had this moment of like, look at me, like, fuck, this feels vulnerable, shit. The reason why I do find purpose and stuff in sharing this is because like, I'm not alone in this, and if someone, you know, is internalizing all of these things and suffering, and they hear potentially someone else, they're like, oh my god, I don't shame spiral myself so much anymore, and it is more normalized, and not in a way where it's like, normalize the victim. That's not what I mean. Normalize fucking talking about it so we don't spiral. My friend was like, oh, you know, I know this time of the year is like not easy for you, which I love that she knows me that well, and she's so supportive of that and like shows up for me even more in those times. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, gosh, am I that spiraling friend? Like I go into a bit of functional freeze, I shut down, I isolate myself, I really struggle. Yeah, I know I'm not the only one, especially at this time of the year. So I'm just gonna share that because that feels very edgy for me to share, and I feel like doing things like this, I'm like, oh, this ups me and takes me out of that space, and it's like, oh, all I need to do is this. When I break that state and I can see beyond and zoom out a little bit, it's really beautiful. And I'm living one of those moments that's making me feel expanded and like blessed and grateful, and seeing through the lens of that spiral, and then zooming out a little bit into where I am now. about the realness of being in a transition of change. People glorify not even glorify, because it's actually very true and accurate, the rebirth and like the amazing part, but also like the icky death, uncomfortable, and the anxiety and the unknown, the dysregulation parts of it, which are all very real in change. Moments when you may be changing something in your world or life, or something has changed or is going to change, or you're taking like a leap, there will be moments of what the am I doing? What if this doesn't work out? And even in your body on a sensory level, like a somatic level, it's like, I feel like it's an internal stop sign. You may go into freeze, you may go into like overwhelm, crying, frustration of where you want to be and like not being there and not feeling how you expect yourself to in that process, getting mad at yourself, then having no energy and being exhausted and like not wanting to do the things that you love or you know will be good for you, where you're like no longer where you were but you're not where you're going, like that in between period where it is uncomfortable. And I remember learning when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, yes, it is a beautiful process, it is the most beautiful process, but it is like ugly. Like some of that process in itself is ugly, it's not cute, and like that's the part that I'm talking about. So if you're there, you're supported, it's actually okay to release pressure or perfectionism on how you should be showing up, quote unquote, and just meeting yourself there with love. Your ego will literally be holding on to dear life and telling you all the stories and things, but like notice that your body somatically, unconsciously will be like holding on in an unconscious fear because it doesn't know what's happening. If you're there, I love you. You're doing it. Like this is a part of it all. You're being human and you're stretching yourself and you're doing it from a place of new foundations that you will build from in the most beautiful way. I am so in the midst of that. I have confronted and done something in my life so huge. Like this has been a life-changing week, and not in a way where things have always been life-changing, but like life will never be the same after there. And I've been doing so much unconscious processing and I've been trying to make that conscious, and there's such a beautiful gift in that, but equally like also realizing that I can't add logic to what's happening to me as well. Like I can, but it's like make me stop analyzing that or putting pressure on it or expecting, like that is so real. There's some sense of peace in releasing that pressure on myself. Oh, of course. Releasing that pressure on myself, letting that be. And can I show myself love and gentleness and slowness in that? And it reminds me of all of the beautiful things I learned about being. Just so magic. Makes me cry because it's so beautiful. So if you're in that, I see you. Keep going. lost my phone. I went back to the cafe that I had coffee at, and then gosh, someone had handed it in, so I lost my phone. And then tonight I lost my keys. I went to get my keys out of my handbag and I was like, oh my gosh, like they're not here. And then everybody, bless them, like got up and looked. And then I went to go back to my car because I was like, well, you know, maybe I've locked them in the car, not the first time. And then walking back in the middle of the oval, I looked down and they were there. So I lost my phone and my keys, honestly. I'm going to my first like boot camp workout for the first time in like a year, and I feel so nervous. I keep putting this off, but I know it's gonna make me feel good, but it's so out of my comfort zone again. Oh my gosh, I'm like nervous that people will like know what they're doing and have all this strength. But everyone starts somewhere and you just got to do it, and I know I'll feel amazing after it, but I am really nervous. Oh my god, I won't lie, like I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous. I did it and I feel amazing. I am like pouring with sweat. It feels so good. So good. I'm so glad I just left my comfort zone and committed, because there was so much of me that was like, I can't do this, like don't do it. And I told myself not to for so long. Like that is just so real, and something is so uncomfortable. It's been the longest time, so I'm really glad that I went, and that was so welcoming, and it was peachy fit in Bali. Sitting in the middle of the park, and this is the ultimate just not really caring what other people think watching me, and it's okay that that's present as well. I've been really enjoying slow mornings. Cute aesthetic, I guess. I've been really enjoying slow mornings and like letting it be okay. Literally soft slow mornings where I sleep in, and for me that's like 6:30, 7:30 sometimes, because I also love getting up and like socializing and doing things, but it's also like, it doesn't mean you're not quote unquote like successful or enough if you literally have slow mornings. Like both are successful. Like success is like whatever you make it mean. I've really changed the way that I see slow mornings. Like I no longer like shame myself, or it's like, oh but you could have been doing this, but sometimes that is very present. But equally just soft slow mornings where I take my time and then like flow into my day feels so good as well. Like equally sometimes just as good. And I just want to give permission, if you're like not working out or socializing or doing things whilst yes they make you feel amazing, having a slow morning and listening to your body and enjoying that and slowing down is just as beautiful too.